Before your teen begins driving in the highway environment, make sure you feel they've mastered all the previous environments. It's also a good idea for them to have had their first highway driving experience with a driver's education instructor prior to your practice drive sessions. Before your teen starts driving, review the mechanics of entering and exiting highways. Instruct your new driver that they will need to be able to enter from the acceleration lane and match the speed of the traffic, without causing other cars to slow down or swerve from their lanes. With their speed matched, they need to merge into traffic safely without drifting in and out of the lane. When exiting the highway, the new driver shouldn't slow down until after their car has moved into the exit lane. It's also important not to swerve across lanes to try and make the exit at the last second. If your teen changed lanes flawlessly in the intermediate road environment, your teen is ready to merge onto the highway. The steps are the same as the steps for lane changing. First, you signal your intent to merge. Then, you build up your speed to match the traffic. You check your mirror and your blind spot. And when it's safe, you merge into a gap, leaving a large space cushion. If there is no space to merge and the acceleration lane is ending, continue driving on the shoulder. Knowing this may take some of the pressure off your new driver. Now that you and your new driver are on the highway, start looking for an appropriate exit. Get into the right lane and look for your exit sign. The last exit sign will have the arrow. Signal when the arrow is in sight. Make sure the new driver doesn't brake until they are on the exit ramp. Bring the speed down within the first third of the ramp to the recommended speed. Your teen's internal speedometer may be off when they transition from highway to streets, so stay away from commercial zones if possible. There are a few common errors you'll need to watch for when new drivers practice entering and exiting highways. Teens may not be aware of the car in front of them in the acceleration lane because they're focusing too much on the traffic in the lane beside them. Tell your teen to let the car ahead of them accelerate before they start their own acceleration. This will create an extra space between the cars so both can safely enter the highway. Teens may want to stay in the acceleration lane longer than necessary. They also may not recognize how much space they have to accelerate and merge. With practice, your teen will be able to identify and adjust to the speed of other cars. Some new drivers are not comfortable checking their blind spots with head turns at the higher speeds. Encourage them to do a quick head check. It's a more reliable way to check the blind spots to avoid a crash. When exiting, a common error for teens is signaling too late. Remind them to signal several seconds in advance. Teens may also try to cut across lanes if they fear they will miss their exit. It's far safer to miss the exit and take the next one. And many teens will slow down while still on the highway when approaching their exit. Tell them to wait until they're on the exit ramp to slow down. It's safer and doesn't interrupt the flow of the highway traffic. You'll know when your new driver gets a grasp of entering and exiting highways when they consistently check traffic to evaluate whether the gap is sufficient and their speed has matched the traffic. Yield right-of-way to through traffic. Plan ahead for the exit. And know if they can't safely get to their exit, they can take the next exit.